This show cannot be any better than Raw. This show sucks.
What are you talking about? This show, the one I'm doing right now?
Yes.
This show's much better than Raw. Are you kidding me?
My performance in the show cannot be any better than Raw.
Vinny, your performance has led to a laugh or two. The only thing on Raw that led to even a glimmer of a smile on my face was Damian Sandow and Cody Rhodes' mustache.
Yeah. So the first match on this disc was Sergeant Slaughter versus Pat Patterson from, I believe, 1981. They called it an alley fight. Within 10 seconds, this is the best thing I saw all week. Maybe 5. It was just two pissed off dudes in street clothes wailing on each other. They just fought. It was an alley fight. No one can throw punches anymore.
I'll take over, Vinny.
Yeah.
This match was awesome, everybody.
Yeah.
This match is a match that when you go to wrestling school, you shouldn't get a bunch of matches. You should only get one match, this one, and watch it a million times. This was everything that everybody always talks about when they say that wrestling is the moments between the notes. It's not the notes themselves. Does that make sense? The music between the notes? What do they say?
Thank God you took over.
Regardless, it's not about the moves, you idiots. It's about what you do in between the moves. And this match was all about in between the moves. And they obviously did some moves as well. But
not many.
You got to see this match. These people, these fans, went absolutely ballistic for every single movement any man made in this match. They went absolutely crazy for it. And a fantastic brawl. Mm-hmm. These men showed you how to work. This was a match where I just pictured the two guys in the locker room, and they're like, what should we do for finish? Let's have the Wizard throw in the towel. All right, see you out there. That's what this was. Mm-hmm. That's the way wrestling is supposed to be.
Yes.
What do you want to do for a finish? You go over with your move. All right, see you out there. That's exactly what this was. And it was so good. Obviously, there's a place for all kinds of matches and that sort of thing. I'm not even saying there's anything wrong with, like I said, I thought Antonio Cesaro and Kofi Kingston was a good match on Raw. A great finish. And I guarantee you they did not sit there in the locker room and go, what do you want to do tonight? Hit me with your move. All right, I'll see you out there. That did not happen. Nor did that happen in AJ Styles versus Chris Daniels, which was a really good match. Or, for example, the Bobby Roode, James Storm street fight a couple of months back that was awesome. Or the ladder match with Austin Aries and Jeff Hardy. Not in any of those matches did the men go, what do you want to do? Your move. All right, I'll see you out there. Those were all great matches, though. But no matter how you do your matches, everybody should be able to say, what do you want to do? Let's do your finish. All right, I'll see you out there. Everybody should be able to do that and have a great match. If you only want to just be able to do it and then go do whatever you want and choreograph the whole thing, that's all fine. Some of the best matches in history have been choreographed from start to finish. But if you want to be a good worker, everybody should be able to do that. And God, did these guys do that. They were so great. Pat Patterson is phenomenal. Sergeant Slaughter, his selling was just ridiculous. He bled like a stuck pig. He'd take these punches and do these big wobbling wobbles, arms swinging and limp. It was great. This match was awesome.
It was tremendous. We then got from Starrcade, I believe 1985, the Midnight Express versus Jimmy Valiant and Miss Atlanta Lively. Still not sure what I witnessed here. Miss Atlanta Lively was Ronnie Garvin in drag.
Yeah.
I knew that going in. What I didn't know was that no one smartened up the announcers in real life or storyline. Because they thought this was a woman. A female. Trading punches with Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton.
And bleeding.
And bleeding all over the place, and then they tried to strip her. So what the announcers were telling the buying public is, you are watching a violent sexual assault. Now, hopefully, the fans were smarter than this, because it's Ronnie goddamn Garvin. You would think. I don't know. I wasn't there. So this ring looks to be about 12 feet. Midnight Express, it was a street fight, so they showed up in tuxedos. So awesome. Especially Dennis Condrey's because it was white. And they brawled everywhere. It was not as intense a brawl as Sergeant Slaughter and Pat Patterson.
Nothing could be.
No. They used a ton of weapons, mostly powder, also the tennis racket. And finally, Condrey holds Valiant down. Eaton's going to come off the top with something, but as he's coming down, Miss Atlanta Lively, a woman in a sweater, long beads, I think like yellow pants, and a big giant wig. She caught him with an uppercut coming down, covered him for the pin. They won, and that was, because she had a big giant wig on, you couldn't even tell she was bleeding so badly. He's bleeding all over the place.
Yeah.
And that was that.
It's fine.
They stripped Jim
More spectacle than anything.
They stripped... You don't say. They stripped Jim Cornette down to his boxers just because. And that was it. We had a match I had never seen before. Actually, I had never seen... I might have seen the last one. But most of these I've not seen before. Arn Anderson and Barry Windham versus Doom.
Yeah.
This is also fun. Barry came out in blue jeans with chaps over him. Arn had jeans tucked into boots with knee pads over the jeans.
Yeah. Always a classic.
Doom came out in half shirts and the string tied around the forehead in place of a bandana or a sweat rag. They just all beat the fuck out of each other. It was they did tornado style with all four guys in the ring. They just did a bunch of moves. I don't know who was the baby faces. I don't know who was the heels. I don't care. It was four large, angry, scary men beating each other. That's what wrestling's supposed to be.
And Teddy Long all jacked up.
Teddy Long looking huge.
Looking older than he does right now.
Do not remember him ever being huge. The Teddy Long from this era I remember was a skinny ref. Apparently he became a manager and got enormous. And they fought and fought and fought and fought and fought. There were spine busters and pile drivers. Ron Simmons picked up Arn Anderson and press slammed him.
Yeah, with ease.
With complete ease. And then they did a double pin finish. There was no winner announced. They brawled to the back. I presume they were both heel teams.
Am I the only person in this world that thought Nick Patrick was a hideous referee? Not only because of the disaster that was the 1997 Starrcade 3-count. I just always thought, I don't know. It's just such a lazy style, it always seemed to me. I'll kind of drop down on my side and I'll kind of lift my hand and hit the mat a couple times. I was never into it. I hated his style of refereeing. And the same thing here, he looked incompetent. All the guys are down. One Doom is down, one Horseman's down. And I forget who was covering who, but
doesn't matter. Just
looks at them both with confusion and then drops down and kind of tries to do a double count, but I think he counted one too fast or something like that, which I don't even know how you do that. But, yeah, never a Nick Patrick fan as a referee. Sure, he's a nice guy, but as a referee was never my style. I was an Earl Hebner guy. God damn, he was a great referee back in the day.
Tommy Young.
Still great. Tommy Young was great.
Tommy Young was awesome.
You know, it was really great, but I got a report from a TNA house show, and this guy ranted and raved about Hebner's son.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we used to go to these house shows, and he'd come out chewing gum, the referee with, like, the arm gimmick on his hand.
And the blue shoes.
And at the house shows, absolutely infuriating sometimes. But that guy is an awesome referee. That guy is an awesome referee. If you watch that guy work, he is really good. He'll end up one of the best referees of all time, I think. It doesn't matter anymore. You're not going to have like a famous referee, but he'll be one of the greats. He's really, really good. Nick Patrick was
not.
Never a fan.
Then we had the main event of this show, anyway. Actually, it was the main event of the show it was on, too. Sting versus Cactus Jack at Beach Blast. And I think it was 91. Really should have written these years down.
I got to talk a little bit about this.
Okay.
Mick Foley was the host of this, as you call it, disc. And he comes out. He does some goofy comedy and that sort of thing. But what you notice first off is dude can barely move. And if you've seen him on Raw, he's even more immobile. Dude's never going to wrestle again. They didn't even want to put him in an 8-man or a 10-man at Survivor Series, which pretty telling. They'd actually it had been under consideration to do Foley and Punk at TLC, but that never happened. And they wouldn't even put him in the ring at Survivor Series. So he's in really bad shape. And I know people talk about, dude flew off the cage, dude did this, dude did that. I am certain that every single one of Mick Foley's injuries that have left him virtually completely immobile were a result of this match with Sting. Oh my God. What was this guy thinking? I mean, I know what he was thinking, but what was he thinking? And the funny thing is, he nearly killed himself in this match about 18 times. He took 18,000 bumps on the cement, on his hip, on his back, on his head, went over the guardrail, went back over the guardrail, hit the cement after coming off the frickin' post. I mean, this was like, guy got in 15 car wrecks. I know that people like to say, oh, every bump is like a little mini car wreck.
In this match, it was true.
That's not true. But in this match, it was true. And it was more than a mini car wreck. It was a multi-car pileup. He got in about 18 of them. And Foley, in introducing this match, talks about how it was one of his favorite matches of all time. And for many years was his number one favorite match of all time. I was just like, whatever floats your boat, you know what I mean? I don't get it. My ankle's crunchy, and I regret my entire career. This guy can barely move, and this was one of his favorite matches of all time. The damage, oh my God. And he did this all the time.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to express, because your wife was there, and she, of course, had never seen this before, and was horrified by what she witnessed, and trying to take it all in. And I was trying to explain to her, he did stuff like this on every show. That was his job. He was fall-on cement guy.
What a job to have.
His finisher was an elbow off the apron on a cement.
Yeah. Kind of sad, I guess, but maybe not. I mean, he's happy, apparently.
I guess.
So, great.
I don't recommend following in his footsteps.
No.
I think just because it worked for him does not mean it will work for you.
No.
The worst one, and he may disagree, there was a point where Sting did a back suplex on the floor. And that's a move where you can do it, and you can lift the guy up high, and then you kind of both, you kind of sit down. You can protect the guy somewhat. Sting lifted Cactus into the air as high as he could, and then he let go. And Cactus thudded to the earth.
Great match.
It was a hell of a match.
But my God.
Not just because Cactus killed himself, although he did. Cactus, I know we talked about how he can't move now, and he's not been able to move for some time. In the early 90s, Cactus could move. And we all talk about the Cactus clothesline, and lots of guys do this. You close on the guy over the top rope, and you go over with him. When he hit Sting with this move, he flew over the top rope. He looked graceful. Really.
I think that's what I don't know. I don't really want to blame Mick Foley. It's not his fault. But the world is littered with the bodies of people that tried to be Mick Foley.
Yeah.
And the problem with a lot of them, most of them, is I don't think they understood that Mick Foley was a great worker.
Yes.
Who also decided he wanted to kill himself in the ring.
Yes. You must have both those elements to be Mick Foley.
There were a lot of guys that were like, hey, I'm fat too. I can fall into cement. I'll be the next Mick Foley. Not realizing that Mick Foley was a great worker. He was a great athlete given his size. He was a great promo. He was a great personality. He had a great look and a great character. He had everything, really, except a bodybuilder's physique.
Yeah.
If you would have had a bodybuilder's physique, then God even knows what he would have been. But the fact is that that's really the only thing that Mick Foley was missing was that physique. He had everything else. He could talk, he could work, he could move, everything. He was not just a fat guy who the only way he could get over was to fall on cement. That just happened to be a way to compensate for not having the body. But Mick Foley was an all-around great worker. So, if you're a great worker, everybody, don't do the added falling on cement. That's my...
I will add to that. If you're a shitty worker, you shouldn't fall on cement either.
If you're a shitty worker, just, be a bouncer.
Yeah.
That's the easiest answer.
Do MMA.
Yeah, do something. So, yeah, great match. High price to pay.
Yes. So that's our show.
Well, next week we'll watch more of that one. It is pretty damn good so far. It is on Netflix right now. The WWE Falls Count Anywhere DVD. I'll put a link up on the front page as well if you want to check that out. So.